So as we get more and more teasers for Black Ops 6 and Warzone, we are starting to learn more about the story that will be told within the campaign. And it seems like compared to last year, which was about Bell and the Soviet spy Perseus, this time around the story will be about Adler betraying America and becoming an enemy of the state. As a part of the marketing in Warzone, what you can find in the bunker is this document, which is a briefing from Director Livingston, that when you interact with it says, "Orders from Livingston, bring in the traitor Adler." Along with this, what's also been found is a wanted poster of Adler. It reads, "Enemy of the state, wanted for crimes against the United States government, the capture and death of US personnel, and material support to foreign regimes and organizations hostile to the United States." All of the information about him you can find on there: his name, his date of birth. He was born in 1937, which would make him in his 50s in Black Ops 6. His height, 6'1". For the marks and scars section, he's got a facial scar. He's an American citizen. His occupation is classified. He can speak multiple languages. And at the bottom it says he is extremely dangerous. And then the final thing we received is when you load into Warzone, you get this video from Woods in his wheelchair, which for one confirms that Black Ops 2 is canon, and at this point when we're watching it has already happened. Woods was shot in the legs by Menendez, and two, tells us Woods, along with the rest of the CIA, is hunting Adler. He says, "We've got information here to finally reveal that mole we've been hunting. Now get out there and find it."
New orders, kids. We got intel there might be key information here to finally reveal that mole we've been hunting. Now get out there and get to work.
So Adler in Black Ops 6 has been outed as a mole, and he's being hunted. And if we just go back to the teaser or the thumbnail of that reveal trailer that we got about a week ago, where we saw Adler standing very ominously in the rain behind this glass, kind of lurking in the shadows. It looks like he might be meeting someone. Now that we know all of this information, it very much does look like Adler has gone into hiding. And now if you go to the Black Ops 6 website on the what is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 section, it says, "Forced to go rogue, hunted from within. This is Black Ops 6. So what can we make of all this? We are being told that Adler is a mole, but I have a feeling because this is a Black Ops game, all that is as it seems. And if you look at the marketing that we've had for Black Ops 6, with promotional videos such as The Truth Lies, that was telling us not to trust what we were being told by the government. It is the US government telling us that Adler is a mole and that he's committed crimes against the US. He's wanted for the capture and death of US personnel and giving material to foreign regimes that are enemies of the United States. But the question I would ask is, well, is the truth lying? Is Adler really a mole, or is he being set up? Because those lines, "forced to go rogue, hunted from within," tells me it's a lot more complicated than that. We have had moles in the Black Ops games before. Hudson was a mole, but not willingly. He was forced into doing what he did by Menendez, luring Mason and Woods into a trap, which led to Woods shooting Mason before Woods was crippled. I'll be honest, I always got the feeling in Cold War that there was a lot more to Adler than he was letting on, but at the same time, I got the impression that he was extremely, I guess, patriotic and reliable, that he would go to extreme lengths to get the job done. Maybe sometimes that would mean betraying his friends, but would never betray his country. And I'm just trying to think, what reason would there be for Adler to do that? And who is he giving information to? Saddam Hussein, who we know is in this game? Iraq? Is that what the campaign is going to revolve around then? Are we going to be playing from the perspective of Adler on the run, or are we going to be playing from the perspective of the CIA, Woods in his wheelchair, hunting Adler? This situation kind of reminds me of the Black Ops Cold War Season 6 cutscene, which was also extremely cool, where Adler was being interrogated by Mason and Hudson.
Focus. Try to remember. You can stop all this now. It's no use. We're running out of time. You've been off grid since Algeria. What were you doing in Verdansk?
You always find me the best toys.
You can defuse it.
Stadium search team. We found more devices.
Kill it. Signal could is off. Of course. Seismic charge. Primary rig to blow secondaries in the borehole. Sophisticated. Very nasty. This has CIA written all over it.
I know who did this.
Tough son of a bitch won't talk. Let's start the real work.
I did what you cowards wouldn't. This operation in Verdansk has to be destroyed. Get me out of this fucking chair.
first we're gonna fix you. Trust me. This is gonna hurt. 16, 23, 9, 8, 14, 22, 5, 18, 7, 11, 14.
Adler, we have unfinished business.
Got reports of multiple explosions in Verdansk. Sounds like our boy did a number on the place. Get him up. We need to go.
Oh God, what have I done? Shake it off. It wasn't you. We're gonna finish what you started.
We've got a job to do.
This cutscene was obviously a reference to what we saw take place in the Black Ops 1 campaign, or in the main menu, where Mason was in this exact same situation, sitting in the chair, being interrogated by Hudson and Weaver to try and get him to remember the number sequence. Well, here, Adler was being interrogated because the same thing that had happened to Mason had happened to him. Adler had went off grid and started working on an unnamed project in Verdansk, which caused Hudson and Weaver to come to the conclusion that Adler had been compromised, but it was the Perseus spy network that was brainwashing American soldiers. So seeing that Adler had been brainwashed, he was found, brought into the interrogation room. Throughout the interrogation, it was revealed that Adler's secret project was placing explosives in Verdansk, but before he could finish that secret project, Hudson and Mason, after they brought him in, broke his programming, and as you can see, immediately Adler showed remorse for something that he hadn't done. All of this tells me that he was extremely loyal, and so for him to be a mole, for me, has to be for a very good reason. Either, like Hudson, someone has something against him and he was forced into doing what he did, or he was a mole this whole time and was just very good at what he did. But those lines, forced to go rogue, hunted from within, tells me that, well, it wasn't a choice, that he was forced into it, or is being set up by the US government. All of these crimes that have been listed have been made up, and for whatever reason, the CIA want him gone. Maybe he knows too much, the truth lies, maybe he knows stuff that the US government don't want to get out and he's threatened to expose it because it goes against his morals. We don't know. The last time we saw Adler in the campaign, besides from the Warzone cutscenes, was in Cold War's ending, where he came face to face with Bell. Of course, there were 3 different endings, but I believe this is the canon one, considering, well, in one of the other situations, Europe gets totally obliterated, it gets nuked, so that can't be canon, and the other, in my opinion, is just a little bit lame because he ends up just killing Bell in front of Woods and everyone else. I think this is the best ending, and probably the canon one as well, where on the cliffside, he congrats Bell for making sacrifices and stopping Perseus, but then lifts his gun whilst Bell lifts his at the same time, and they both fire at each other, and that's where the campaign ends.
Arctic air. There's the head, doesn't it? Bell, you made 2 extraordinary sacrifices to stop Perseus. One was without your knowledge. The other, you made that decision of your own accord. I just want you to know that this little thing that's happened with you and me, it was always for the greater good. You're a goddamn hero, you know that, kid. Heroes have to make sacrifices. That's why when I ask you for one more, I hope you understand. It was never personal.
Now, obviously, Adler didn't die, and we never found out if Bell died. Maybe they both hit each other, but it wasn't critical. Maybe Adler killed Bell. Either way, Adler finished the job. But now, with everything that he's done, we are in this situation in Black Ops 6, where we are being told that Adler is a mole. But is the truth lying? Has Adler actually committed the crimes he's being accused of? And if so, was it a choice, or was he forced into it? Or has he been set up by other parties or his own government? I guess we might be finding out on June the 9th when we finally get the reveal trailer. So there we go, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.